What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another weather forecast. And it's going to be a very exciting upload on Blizzard Herald as bringing in blizzard conditions for portions of the Midwest here, including the Dakotas, Nebraska, and even Minnesota here, including big cities like Minneapolis, Grand Forks, Pierre, as well all the way near Sioux Falls, as well all the way up to Grand Forks. So we're looking at a lot of issues here when it comes to today's travel, when it comes due to the fact that Herald's bringing it up to 60 plus mile-an-hour winds, bringing in wind shields up to negative 30 degrees for portions of the Midwest, and bringing in, of course, very, very heavy snow up to an inch or two per hour. We're looking at very heavy snow, blizzard conditions. I mean, you can't even see anything at all on the roads based on what I've seen on webcams. So it's going to be very dangerous travel, of course, and it's not going to be the great time to go late Christmas shopping across portions of the Midwest, or like I-94, I-40, just not a good idea. So we're looking at who can get the worst amount of the snowfall here in the Midwest, looking at big cities, what they can get and what they expect, as well the timing of the worst snowfall, and as well the timing of the worst and strongest winds. But before we get in the video, be sure to subscribe to the channel, especially if you like daily content like this. I'm going to post another video or another few videos later today on the Christmas snowstorm here. But as well, if you have any comments below, any questions about your forecast in the Midwest, be sure to comment and I will do my best to respond to them. But without further ado, let's get in the forecast. So here's like now at the National Weather Service here. So as you can tell, we have a few winter warnings as well. But look at all those blizzard warnings now. I mean, look how widespread they are now compared to my last video on Herald yesterday. Now there's blizzard warnings there for much of western and central Minnesota there, all the way near the just south of Minneapolis. We have blizzard warnings there across much of areas like Elk Point, as well as Sioux City, Sioux Falls, much of northeastern Nebraska, and look at that as well, including areas like Grand Forks and those general regions here. But let's look at more zoomed in here. We got Sioux Falls there, Sioux City, Elk Point, Norfolk. You got Marshall there, Minnesota, and upper northwestern Iowa. You got areas like Sioux City, of course, Storm Lake, Spencer, Mason City there, Yankton there in South Dakota, Michelle, all the way to Chamberlain, South Dakota. We do have blizzard warnings, and these blizzard warnings are not in effect for how much snow there's going to be, because quite frankly, snowfall totals have nothing to do when it comes to blizzard warnings here. The thing is, you must have 35 plus mile-an-hour sustained, I believe so, for 3 hours straight. 3 hours straight. You as well must have as well up to a quarter of a mile visibility for those hours as well. And that's really what you have to see when it comes to blizzard warnings there. 35 plus mile-an-hour wind gusts are sustained for 3 hours straight, and a fourth of a mile, kind of, I guess you could say, a visibility here for the same time frame. But look how close blizzard warnings are near the Minneapolis to St. Paul region. I mean, they're just a county. They're just a county away here. So could there be blizzard warnings in the metro area, the Twin Cities? There's a slight possibility here, but by the time it gets to these areas, that really snowfall rate will start to kind of calm down a little bit. But look at this: St. Cloud, much of Minnesota, Morris, Rochester, just to the south, has a blizzard warning there. But St. Paul, Hickley, Hayward, you guys are all under those windstorm warnings there as well. All up to the Grand Forks region, Langdon, Jamestown, Lisbon there. Detroit Lakes, of course, in the upper areas near International Falls there in Minnesota. We have a few winter storm warnings there, but we're seeing up to 1 degree right now in Grand Forks as we speak. So we're seeing very, very cold temperatures. That's just real-time temperatures. That is not anything with the wind shields here. But yeah, that's what we're seeing here, of course. Look at what we're looking at right there. Twin Cities just so close to those blizzard warnings there. Sioux Falls there, Worthington, Slayton, Redwood Falls, Hutchinson, St. Cloud, Alexandria, Fergus, and then just to the east there in Eau Claire, Ladysmith, and portions of north central Wisconsin. We do have winter weather advisories, but obviously we can't forget about those high wind warnings and wind advisories. These wind advisories stretch as far east as Indiana and as far south as the Gulf Coast here. So this has to be plain effect with the low pressure that's right now really strengthening there. The high pressure way up there in Canada, high pressure up here in the west, and then the low pressure developing off the east coast here. So you're gonna get those really strong winds from that low pressure, very strong winds. From that high pressure, very strong winds. From the other high pressure, as well, very strong winds developing from this low pressure down here. So it's going to be all of the central United States that's going to get hit quite hard, especially down here up in the upper Midwest. There we do obviously have those high wind warnings there with the 60+ mile wind gusts there. Same thing, we have special weather statements all the way down to the southeast due to the strong winds here. So definitely going to be seeing a ton of power outages when it comes to this. But let's look now at the radar. So here's now at the latest, the most detailed radar we have so far. So this is really what we have in the next few hours here. We're going to start seeing a few droplets of rain across the Twin City region. Same thing near Mason City and upper Iowa. We are going to be seeing some scattered amounts of moisture across the eastern areas of this low pressure, but it's going to be very limited. It's going to have to be where all this moisture is right here, that frozen moisture and frozen precipitation up to the west side of that low pressure. And that has to do, in fact, with that high pressure up there in Canada, bring that cold, dry air from that major Arctic blast. That's going to help allow this big Christmas snowstorm. So right here is kind of where we have these warmer temperatures as we speak. We're like 42 degrees here in Minneapolis. So that's where you're going to kind of stick to that rain. But as that kind of cold air rushes in, we're going to be seeing that. That's exactly why you had those blizzard warnings, to go from really that, I guess, partly cloudy to just heavy snow in just a matter of minutes there. But really heavy snow right now as we speak in Watertown, finishing off right now in Fargo, at Albany International Falls. We're starting to get that snow developing there. All the way north, Placing a few flurries there in central Nebraska, Norfolk, Sioux City, and Sioux Falls. It's going to start really picking up for you guys in the next few hours here. As we not get in the next 4 hours, that snow will start to develop across portions of the Twin Cities here. That cold air will rush in. Temperatures will drastically change and decrease, quite frankly, across the Minneapolis region, Mason City region, Eau Claire region. This is going to be the area to really watch out. This is the area to really watch out for the next few hours. That's when that snow is going to really come down at a very fast rate there. That snow is going to start really finishing off there in the next few hours. For Fergus Falls, Watertown going to start finishing off in the next 4 hours. But even to get some snow as far south as Hill City and north central Kansas. Some nice snow there for Lincoln, Omaha, Hastings. But look how heavy that snow is for Marshall. We had those blizzard warnings there. And that's why there's a chance for maybe some blizzard warnings there from Minneapolis. The thing is, it had to last, of course, 3 hours straight or more. And the thing is, will it last that long? That's what we have to really watch out for. But that really heavy snow comes in around the next 5 hours here. Going to be extremely heavy snow. But just to the east, we have very heavy rain. So it's going to have to be playing a factor with that cold front just going to be right on that border there. That's going to create that mix. But all the way down from Duluth down to Hill City and Hayes, Kansas, we're going to be seeing some snowfall from Harold. Same thing, Sioux Falls, Sioux City, going to continue to see that snow continue now getting into the late mid-afternoon hours. That snow is going to continue in the next 9 hours to really come down across the Twin Cities there, upper Wisconsin, as well the western mid area of Michigan. We're going to be seeing that really heavy snow. That low pressure strengthens as it goes more northward, kind of taking advantage of those really, really frigid temperatures that will struggle to get above the teens for highs in some of these areas. So definitely be seeing very, very heavy snow. Snowfall accumulations here. This is based on the NAM model. We are going to be seeing this is a snowfall to come here. So we're going to be seeing most of the snow to come into the eastern Minnesota area and Wisconsin. Those areas have yet to get their snowfall yet. We do have a few inches left to come for these areas. Like I did say, Grand Forks, really, you guys only have a trace really left to come. Not going to be seeing too much. That storm's really finishing off. Same for Pierre. You guys maybe a trace to come there. But like averaging, you guys have maybe an inch or two. Additionally, maybe 3 inches, depending on how heavy that snow comes down. Elk Point looking at 4 inches. But you're noticing how there are blizzard warnings for all these, or how there are blizzard warnings for all of these areas. I mean, look, there hasn't been that much snow, but like I did say, snowfall accumulation has nothing to do with blizzard warnings. You probably think, oh, blizzards bring 1 to 2 feet, 3 feet, like you saw the 2015 blizzard, for example. But no, blizzards have to do with the winds and the visibility. That's really the big factors in that you have to be issued, or the criteria to have a blizzard warning here. So you're probably thinking there's not much snow, but I mean, that's just not the criteria, and like you think. Near Michelle, we're looking at an additional 3 to 4 inches of snowfall there in far northeastern Nebraska. We can see an additional half foot of snowfall. That's how heavy that snow is. So only a few hours left of snow there, yet we're seeing up to half foot left to come there. near Sioux City in Iowa. Looking at around really 3 to 4 inches, maybe a trace down there in Des Moines, but the worst of the snow will kind of stick to the northern half of Iowa there, where we have those really cold and frigid temperatures, because it's going to be really limited snowfall here because of the temperatures here. They're going to be really cold, just not obviously to sustain this low pressure, especially as that low pressure moves northward. It's going to get further and further away from Madison, from Des Moines, from really areas like Kansas City there. But look at Minneapolis, an additional up to 8 to 10 inches of snowfall, especially for the Minneapolis region, just near the St. Paul region. We can get up to around 8+ inches there, but near the Minneapolis region, we can get up to 10+ inches of snowfall. So we're still looking at near a foot of snow for big cities like Minneapolis there, and the Twin Cities there. St. Cloud, an additional 4 inches there. But look, really, we're seeing that really heavy snow continuing across areas like eastern Minnesota and portions of northwestern Wisconsin there. If you look now at the HRRR snowfall totals that come here, they have a good 4 to 5 inches there across areas like Elk Point, as well northeastern Nebraska. But this is where the worst snowfall is to come here. And you're probably thinking how they're going to be seeing the most amount of snow, yet no blizzard warning. It's just because they're not going to calm down. There's still going to be 40+ mile-an-hour wind gusts, but it's not going to be as long. Those 3 hours, and the visibility will be quite clearer compared to the plains, believe it or not. But still an additional snow across areas like eastern Nebraska and especially eastern South Dakota there. On I-40 at 4 to maybe 6 inches of snowfall left to come there, up to maybe 8+ inches for scattered areas across Iowa. That's definitely a possibility. But look at the Twin Cities there, up to a foot to maybe a foot and a half snowfall. So definitely very, very interesting to really keep in mind. So you guys will definitely get a white Christmas for sure, because these highs tomorrow won't even get past the single digits for some of these areas. So don't worry about it melting anytime soon. And then up there in far northwestern Wisconsin, we're looking up to a foot and a half there, 10+ inches there off Duluth region there. So definitely looking at a very big snowstorm here from Harold. Definitely not really many people saw this coming here, but I mean, this low pressure and high pressure interaction is really coming to play. Winds right now really calm as we speak in Minneapolis. They're really at 10 mile-an-hour wind gusts as we speak, but this is where the big time winds are right now, especially areas you're getting gusts up to 60 mile-an-hour wind, 60 miles an hour. Grand Forks and Fargo up to 40 to 50 mile-an-hour wind gusts right now. As well as scattered areas across Nebraska getting as far as 55 mile-an-hour wind gusts. That's going to kind of be towards the north central part of the state. And still seeing some very high gusts as well, all the way down to the northeastern Colorado, up to 70 mile-an-hour wind gusts there. But look at these winds all the way down to St. Louis. We're getting up to 35 mile-an-hour wind gusts there, all the way to Kansas City, 20 mile-an-hour wind gusts there, all the way to Wisconsin there, Madison, Wisconsin specifically, up to 35 mile-an-hour wind gusts. So these winds are going to be very, very widespread here, not just the Midwest here. But look at that. We're going to be seeing some winds really popping up here in the next few hours here, up to 70 mile-an-hour wind gusts there across areas near Marshall, Minnesota there, portions of the South Dakota and Minnesota border. And then things will start to get kind of really a lot worse. There's that low pressure right there going straight into Twin Cities here. And they're going to be seeing those winds coming across this low pressure, around this low pressure, and that's just going to bring in a big effect across the areas around the Twin Cities here, which is why there's a possibility for some blizzard conditions. Because look at that, it just wraps around there. We're seeing those winds from the north, those winds from the south there, and that's that big low pressure strengthening, and it's just going to bring some very strong winds across areas like southern Minnesota, much of the plains in general, in the Midwest in general, but specifically areas like eastern South Dakota and southern Minnesota. We're going to be seeing the strongest winds there. Look at that, still gusting up to 70 mile-an-hour wind gusts there, still in the next 12 hours here. So it's going to be late tonight. So this is going to be hopefully the worst of the winds come in when nobody's really driving out on the roads. But I mean, conditions will continue to really get worse, or conditions will continue to diminish up to the point by early tomorrow morning. Winds will start to kind of get a bit better, and visibility will get a bit better. But going to wake up to an absolute Arctic blast. It's going to feel like freaking Santa. It's going to be like Santa. Like Santa is going to be having fun over here in these temperatures. It's going to be like home. Santa's going to be like, "Oh, I'm home. Well, I thought I was in the United States, but no, Santa, you're in the United States, but I think you're in the Arctic polar blast of the United States here." So Santa going to be seeing some nice temperatures to keep himself from getting these deliveries really fast, because these temperatures are not going to be fun to be out. Even Santa's not used to that. But in the next few hours here by later tonight, the wind chills will be absolutely cold. I mean, just absolutely frigid. I think there's not even words to describe the word frigid in this. It's like literally like if you had like maybe 5 DQ blizzards in a blizzard. That's probably how cold it'll be. And up to -18 there, -20, even some scatter there, up to -25-degree wind chills across far northern United States there. But look at that, all the way to some negative digits there, all the way to Colorado, getting up to single digits there, all the way down to Nebraska, -8 near Aberdeen. But look how these temperatures really drastically change quite quickly in Minneapolis. Look at 23 in the next few hours, 41 all the way near Mason City there in Iowa, 35 in Eau Claire, but boom, absolutely dropped. Now a -6 near Mason City. Look at that now, single digits there, up to -4 degrees actually near Minneapolis. Look at that, -22 degrees near Grand Forks, -17 near the Fargo region, -25 up there into upper Minnesota there. Like -12 in Aberdeen, -11 in Marshall, -19 in northeastern I guess I say North Dakota. But look at this. Now waking up on Christmas morning, temperatures will be extremely cold. Now looking at -31 up to -40 degrees for wind chill because of these winds here. -19 for Minneapolis here. -11 for Eau Claire. -26 for Grand Forks. -21 for Fargo. All the way down to negative digits into northern Illinois and southern Iowa. Even near 2 degrees out there in upper Missouri. So this is gonna exactly why the storm is gonna really blow up in this Christmas snowstorm, because these temperatures will be super duper cold to -10 in Madison, up to -23 now in Minneapolis. I mean, it's going to continue to warm up slightly, ever so slightly warm up there, but still going to be seeing some, I guess, single digits there. But looking at another potential Arctic blast that can be a lot more severe coming in the next few days here. But hope you got into the video, and bye guys.